Welcome back to the channel. Harley Quinn here, leader of Tears of Angels in Region 293 with another video from the mobile game Doomsday: Last Survivors. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to like, sub and turn on that bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. Now, let's get into it.
Welcome back to part 3 in Master Your Beast series. Today we'll be jumping into fire beasts. So we'll be talking about Big Boy KIRIN, the Blaze Saber, the Volcano Rhino, the Ash Saber, Lava Rhino, the Fire Boar, and the Fire Dog. Now, if you haven't sat there and had a read of their skills and have actually had a read of them, please pause now and go and have a read, because I'm not reading every single skill word for word, otherwise I'll be here for an eternity. This one will be a bit of a... I've got a little document made up and I'll be comparing leader and support skills to try to help you show how their synergy works in with each other. So let's jump into it. So over here, done up a little thing showing the Blaze Sabertooth as the leader. Now again, as I said in my first video, I've clicked the max button showing you its maximum skills. So this is the maximum skills for all three, as well as the support. So I've got the support skills up here. So this is the purple cat as support. So down here, I've just grabbed this information from here and pasted it up top. So when trying to pick teams that you want to put the cats, like your beasts, into, it's not so much a matter of what heroes or what troop type matters. That's not so much the case with the beasts. The golds do have these little skills in their main leader skill that may dictate that a little bit more. So when deployed, skill damage of squad heroes plus 4%. So if you've got a tank hero, a Blaze Cat wouldn't be a good leader. But if you're putting it on, shooters or riders or something like that, that's something like a heavy hitter, then yes. But that's a gold. That's only your gold beasts. Your purple beasts don't have as much of a boost, if that makes sense. So I use gold cat and purple cat together. So just want a quick little brief. So every 6 seconds the main skill launches, and every 3 seconds its active skill launches. So 3 seconds into the fight, this will trigger. 6 seconds into the fight, this will trigger, and this, as well as your support beast. The passive plays into effect depending on its thing, as well as its passive. And same with, so that's a passive support skill, that's a passive support skill, that's their active skill. So the active skills can be triggered on counterattacks or combos. So try to keep that in mind. It's not necessarily every 3 seconds. If you have your water beasts, for example, and you hit a combo, you could in essence just trigger your active skills one after each other if you got really lucky. So this one deals huge skill damage, 100% chance to increase the damage by 20% for the next time Blaze Swipes is used, which is your active skill. So increase by 20% on top of that already. If using the skill with Wildfire, effects change to increase 25% damage for the next 2 types. So wildfire is over here when the skill deals a critical hit. You gain increased attack percentage as well as more crit for 3 seconds. When dealing a critical hit with wildfire, increases the crit damage as well. So this fires and you deal a crit, you gain wildfire. This comes down to here, so this is increased. If this skill is used with wildfire, it is increased to 320. You then trigger off your purple cat, which has a 50% chance to increase. So it deals a critical hit, has a chance to deal follow-up damage. Bang. When using the leader's skills, leader gains crit 100 for 3 seconds. Has a 50% chance to increase crit damage by 18%. So this fires, you gain crit plus 100, giving you a bigger chance to land a crit on this. Now it's for 3 seconds, so boom. So this fires, this triggers, giving you 3 seconds. This fires off. You may not get a crit there, that's fine. It cycles back around. It's still within the 3 seconds to hit that again for a second time. So if a skill hits with a critical hit, you gain wildfire. So it doesn't have to be the leader skill. It can be the active skill as well. So you've got chance for a crit. You've gained crit. Chance for a crit with increased crit. Chance for another crit with increased crit. Cycles back around, another chance, another chance. If it lands and gets a crit, increased attack plus even more crit. Then this comes back, hits again, crit. And it can just keep snowballing like that. If you're attacking a grass beast, that's when this comes into effect, and you gain active skill damage and crit. So I've got a little battle report from Pompeii earlier, which shows I got a really good combo synergy going on. To kind of demonstrate what I mean. Pulling it up. Over here. So this is 60 seconds into it. So Blaze Sabertooth hits double kill, which deals. They lose a chunk of thing, and then the Ash uses Energy Surge, which is its support skill, first passive, increased crit. Then the purple cat, sorry, the gold cat uses his active skill, deals damage to the target. It gains a critical hit. Gains Victory Pursuit, which was the passive that increases attack and crit. So obviously my beast isn't maxed out. We then scroll down. It's then using Combustion Claw, which, when the active skill deals a critical hit, deals a follow-up. So this is the purple cat's active skill. Then the purple deals an active skill. When it deals a critical hit, then there's the follow-up damage. So because it got a critical hit up here, it's triggered the first time to get that. It's then triggered its active skill as per its 3-second rotation, and then it's triggered again because of the critical hit, allowing you to get a double whammy. So the higher the crit you have, the more chance of these bouncing off each other. So that's why I run the purple cat with the gold. They are, the more you delve into it and the more you start trying to compare what will and what won't work with each other, it does get quite messy. So I hope that kind of makes sense. and you aren't swimming in excessive information. So I run Purple Cat as my support. I'm not saying it's the only option. Okay, so I run that because I feel at those levels it is the most beneficial to what I have. Obviously, if you have really, really high purple beasts, it might be better just to run 2 purple beasts together. But my purple cat and my gold cat and gold rhino are both getting there. So that's why I use my purple rhino with this. So it deals damage every 5 seconds. Not every 6, every 5. So it's dealing more damage over the course of a fight than the Blaze Cat. So keep that in mind. And crit for the current attack plus 150. So every time a hero in the squad uses a rage skill, receives an additional crit up to a maximum and skill damage of the heroes. So if your fight lasts 5 rage skill activations, you have plus 100 crit as a passive gain. So plus 100, plus 150 each time this skill goes off for the current attack. So that's a 250 plus crit every 5-second chance for this to trigger before you even come over to any of this other stuff. So then that fires off. Then your active skill. If this attack deals a critical hit, damage. If this attack deals a critical hit, damage plus 15% the next time the leader's skill is used. So you have increased crit here. This crits. The damage for this next attack is plus 15%. So if you're constantly critting, it's just a constant back and forth. Now the horn thrust from the purple rhino. When its active skill deals a critical hit, follow-up damage multiplier also has a 100% chance to cause the target's defense negative 10% for 3 seconds. So when it deals the critical hit, follows up again. Coming over to this, when the leader's skill deals a critical hit, there is a 100% chance to deal residual damage to the target equivalent to 92%. So equivalent over 8%, you're practically getting 2 leader skills into them each time it crits. Passive skill for here, when the leader skill deals a critical hit, has a 100% chance to increase damage by 72 the next time the skill is used. So you don't hit a crit the first time. You go through current attack, that's fine. Your battle's been going on for a little bit. You're maxed. You've used 5 rages. That's at 100. This cycles back around. You have 250 crit here. This skill crits. Bang, over to here. Comes here. This crits as well. Beautiful. This comes up. This fires. That crits. It does a follow-up. It crits again. And the leader skill deals a critical hit. The next time it deals a critical hit, it has the chance to deal a residual. So it's critted for 100% damage. It's done another attack for 92. When the leader skill critical, it then increases for 72 the next time. You then roll back. Then the damage is increased by 72%. You hit. You crit again. 72% increased on top of that. You're just pelting them with crit damage. And because you're constantly cycling, your crit kinda sits really, really high up there. If you're attacking grass beasts, you then also get increased crit again down here. So if you're hitting a grass beast, your crit's even slightly higher again. So you can run 2 golds together and get increased critical as well. Like Gold Cat is kind of very universal in a lot of things. You'll see that I use him as a support for a lot of other beasts, just because his support tree is actually really good. You know, like when using the leader skill, leader crit plus 150 for 3 seconds. If a critical hits during this time, has a 50% chance to grant additional crit damage. So if that's paired with the gold rhino, you've got even more crit. You've got 400 crit for this one attack down the line. So I don't pair the two golds together because I want the rhino team and the cat team on two different squads to be a little bit more even. If you're only running one squad and you've got two gold cats, like a gold cat and a gold rhino leveled up, might be worthwhile sticking those two together and just running two purples. So I haven't done a combo here for the purple cat because they will normally be paired with the golds, just because their trees for gold being a leader is far better than the gold being a support to a purple, if that makes sense. But he can still be leader. Like if you've got a level 10 purple and a level 1, so when I say level 10, I mean this rank. So for me, I've got rank 4 gold cat and a rank 8 gold cat. It's better for me to have gold plus thing, but if I had a 12 purple bull and only a 1 gold bull, it would be better for me to have the purple as leader because he's substantially stronger. That's why my purple Pango is leading the gold, because he's far stronger. Because that obviously takes into effect with the inheritance and everything like that. So down to your bull, your boar, and your dog. They really are just a good filler until you get your other beasts leveled up, or until you unlock that gold. Until you unlock the gold bull or the gold cat or something to fill a spot. They aren't great. But a maxed out one is still better than like a level 1 purple. So, and they're a lot easier to get. So leader skill, critical damage, gains attack, gains crit. Support, gains crit damage. Like the percentages are very small. The dog's even smaller again, just because they're so easy to get. So I highly recommend just binning them. They're better off as dust. Now, Big Boy KIRIN, being the rare new horse they've introduced, it's really a pay to win beast. You really need to either wait forever to get one, or in the Wasteland event you can get really lucky and slowly earn his fragments. We've had the Wasteland event now 3 times, and I only have 10. I only have 10 KIRIN fragments. I have 21 jellyfish and 17 deer in 3 events. That's not spending or buying any fragments from anything. That's just how long it's taking to get them. So keep that in mind. Now, however, he is broken. Gains. So you can view all your beasts by going into the Beachery dish, and you can view KIRIN. You can view his max level, and then you can view all his skills. So you can see what he is, and if you wanted to work on him. same with all those. So remember, that's a really good way to see what. That's a really good way to remember what you're getting and what you're trying to achieve. So with KIRIN, it deals damage every 6 seconds for a pretty huge multiplier, and then gains crit for 130 for 3 seconds. Also deals follow-up damage to the target the next second, slightly smaller. If the leader skill deals a critical hit, increases skill damage multiplier of the follow-up attack to 300, so 100% increase. And the follow-up attack is guaranteed to deal a critical hit. Ouch. So the leader skill deals a crit, it's doing more damage, and it's going to be a crit no matter what. Deals damage to the target every 3 seconds. If the active skill was triggered by a combo, additionally deals follow-up damage. And the follow-up attack grants plus crit. So if you're getting a bit of combo going on, then his passive, when dealing a critical hit, has a 100% chance to inflict 1 stack of detonate on the target. The stacks disappear after 1 second to deal damage to the target. When using the leader skill, inflict 2 stacks of detonate. So when dealing a crit, you gain a stack. When using your leader skill, you gain 2. So if there's crits, you gain 3 stacks of detonate, which is pretty crazy. Then hitting the active skill against the grass beast, you gain active skill damage and leader skill damage as well, so just increasing even more. The detonate stacks, you have the 100% chance to gain the 1 when dealing the crit. So like I said, leader skill crits, you gain 2 plus 1, which then all 3 detonate 1 second later, dealing 172% per stack. So 500 and let's just say 520% skill damage. So if your leader skill crits, you're getting a whole secondary skill in 1 second later, just the same amount of value of damage, really. So that's obviously critting, so that's why I'm thinking pairing the Gold Cat as support for KIRIN, because when the active skill deals a critical hit, the follow-up damage and has a 100% chance for crit plus the next time it's used. So, and this is a double follow-up stack. Then when the skill deals a critical hit, gains wildfire. So if it deals a critical hit, I gain increased attack and plus when using the leader skill, gain crit 150. Sorry, that up there is messing me up. Leader skill plus 150 crit for 3 seconds. If a critical hit is dealt during this time, 50% chance to grant additional crit damage. So it's giving you that boosted crit, allowing you that extra little bit of chance to crit on this, just to trigger yourself down the road. So I think Gold Cat would be quite a good support for KIRIN to help get him critting, allowing it to have another follow-up, allowing it to get more stacks, allowing this to have a chance to crit. You can also try to run it with like a combo, like a crab, to try to get this to fire off more, but I feel going more crit based will allow for this and the detonate to have far better synergy. So now, like I said, with the beasts being dependent on which troop. So I'm running gold. I'm running my cats on my Mio, and a Dut team, and the Rhino on my Julia team, giving me that increased, wrong button, give me that increased skill damage for the squad, for the heroes. I'm running my bull on my Sophie. Sophie out in the field just purely because one. Sorry. As your beasts are in the field, they are fighting each other, which I've explained. So you've got two beasts, they've got 100 HP each, for example. You do attack, takes off their HP, they attack you, so on, so on. When one is dead, that beast is then wailing on your defenses, just dealing in crazy amount of damage. So the bigger your beasts are, the more damage they will deal over time. So things like garrisons, where the beasts really deal a lot of damage, is quite crucial, because you're talking 30 seconds later, bull uses circle, volcano right loses this much, remaining HP was none. The damage penetrates, killing 4,000 troops. So that was my bull in a rally. Then Iron Hoofs loses 900 HP, 0. Boom. So in that, just, you've lost 5,000 troops because your beast has died. So you need to have your beasts leveled up to withstand the damage. So if you've got really weak beasts, you're almost better off not having them equipped, because if your beasts die, their beasts kill you. If you have no beasts equipped, their beasts take no effect to you. They're just sitting there watching like a spectator, cheering on their hero. If you've got a level 1 fire cat on there just cause, level 1 fire dog just chilling, you're going to have their beast hitting on you, like wailing on you for no gain. So keep that in mind. And I hope this will help you come up with some teams with your fire beasts, and a little bit of an understanding of what I mean by synergy. Looking at the that little doc. So if you're looking at any of the beasts and you want to have a bit of a broad overview of what their skills look like, please go back to the beasts spot, pause the video, take a screenshot so you can see what I'm kind of talking about, and then you can use it as your own reference later on down the track. Whether you wanted to, you might like the way cat and rhino feel. It's definitely user specific and how you want to play, and depending on your beasts as well. So so that's part 3. Tune in next week for part 4. See you then.